All right, Brittany, it sounds like you had a pretty good plan with the way that you approached this problem. With your thought to multiply by 7 and -3, I think that would work. I'll go ahead and go through it here, and hopefully you can find your problem from that. So that's exactly how I'm going to start. Is I'm going to multiply this top equation up here by 7 and multiply this bottom equation by -3. Okay, so when I distribute through there, I've got 21x minus 35y equals 28 for my first equation, and 21x minus 6y equals -12 for my second equation. I can add these equations together. So the 21x's are going to cancel since they're both, whoops, I made a sign error there. Got to have a positive 6y. So we add those together. We're going to get a fraction out of this. I think that might be what's messing you up. It happens sometimes. There's a couple of problems on the homework that will give you some fractions. We're going to divide by -29, and we would get y is equal to -16 over 29. Okay, and so that's half of our solution. We need both an x and a y to get this thing to work out. So the next thing I'm going to do is plug that -16 over 29 into one of my other equations. Yeah, I chose to plug that value into the first equation. And for y, of course, since it was a y value, and so it looks like this at this point. So next I'm going to do some multiplication here. So -5 times -16 over 29 will give me positive 80 over 29. Okay, and so now we want to solve for x, so I'll subtract the 80 over 29 from both sides. Now, if I'm going to subtract these, I would just use the calculator if I were you, like 4 minus 80 fraction 29, and your calculator will work just fine. I'm going to go do it and go ahead and rewrite this 4, so it has a common denominator with that 80 over 29. So that'll give me, what's that, 116 over 29. Those are equivalent. Okay, and so then I can subtract the 80 over 29 from both sides. Wind up with 3x equals 36 over 29. And then dividing by 3 is the same as multiplying by 1/3, so that's how I'm going to finish up here. Multiply by 1/3 on both sides, and then that 3 will go into that 36 on the top, and so my answer here will be 12 over 29. So it looks to me like my solution set for this is going to be 12 29ths for x and -16 29ths for y. Okay? And so the fractions are a little ugly there, but it's manageable, and you don't have to do the common denominator thing like I did here on by hand. You can just use your calculator and the fraction key to make those calculations. So hopefully this clears it up. Let me know if you have any other questions.